Welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. I'm Liverpool 12th Man, and we're going to be reviewing the Burnley. I said West Ham. Burnley, Liverpool matchup. Turf Moor. I hope everyone had a wonderful and great holidays celebration, and definitely had a Merry Christmas. And as we go into this new year, top of the league to you, I am very, very happy to see that this team is very, very much finding a pathway towards riding the difficult waves of a Premier League season. I like the fact that this team is measuring up to persevere through and be. I get the whole L for the Spurs matchup, the asterisks on that L. But I mean, this team is still undefeated. This team is still fighting. This team's going to winning on away fixtures at teams that normally last year at least we were drawing with. I am definitely under the pretense of draws are a loss now going forward. We have enough draws to last us for the entire year. We're at our draw limit. So let's start winning. And I know it's very difficult to win out an entire season, but let's make that the purpose and not accept draws as being that, because it is kind of measured that coming off of 2 draws, which is what you're doing. You recognize it more so because those 2 draws measure up to being in essence 4 points, and then a third draw, all of a sudden that's 2 losses. In essence, it's the same result as you having 2 losses. So it's a difficult or a weird math because you always want the point. Point's better than nothing, of course. But I'm saying if it means trying to hold on for a draw or going for a win, we always have to pursue and continue to press for a win. And even in this matchup against Burnley, when there was it felt like at times we were playing not their own 12th man, but playing against the 13th man of the referee and the 14th man of the VAR. It was definitely an interesting pitch to look at. But I have faith in this team. This team is determined, and whether we've had a lot of great play, really, really solid play, if not great play. It was good to see Darwin break that goal drought, which is awesome to see, because he needed it. And it wasn't on something where it was a street power, it was this or was that. No, it was a really good, well-placed shot from like outside the box. That was something I was really, really happy to see from Darwin. I was also happy to see the fact that the goals were taken away from us. I get it. They're not goals because we didn't get them, plain and simple, period. But all the same, they were goals. And they were definitely goals. So it's just interesting when you really bring out all the different contributions we're getting. That's the basic line. The contributions we're getting. I like the fact that Cody didn't have like an amazingly brilliant game in essence, but he still had moments and he was still like a contributor. At first run, I thought he was, you don't really appreciate it that much, especially since you see the goal get taken away. And it almost makes you want to forget about it because that was a really great shot. First off, it should have been a goal. It wasn't a foul on Nunez. And the fact that they'd even go and look at it through VAR, but yet when it was like when they go to the second goal and you see Salah being pushed offsides, okay, into what, okay, if you want to say is in front of the goalkeeper, but I don't believe is blocking his vision of the goal scorer. And he was leaning the wrong way, and there was no way he's stopping that shot. There's no way he is getting to that goal. Absolutely no way. So it is just unfortunate that both Harvey and Cody's goals were taken away from them, because it was simply a travesty that they didn't do they pick and choose when they want to go to VAR, and it tends to always be when this particular referee is the referee for our matches, and the guy in VAR is no better because he doesn't have a great track record against us either. It's absolutely, it gets to a point where you don't want to be a conspiracy person, but it's like, you're like, yo, if it's not a conspiracy or it's not an agenda, why does it never go my way ever with this particular set? But anyway, it was. I thought this game was good. I thought this game had a lot of good contributions from players. Again, I mentioned Cody. I mentioned Nunez. Hey, I think Salah had a decent game, but it was a game that where he wasn't his Salah-esque self in that he was making super major contributions goal-wise or assist-wise, but he was contributing in sense that I saw him tracking back. I saw him, which is something that, it's difficult sometimes with superstars, but they when they go and they do the work, and you got a superstar doing superstar work on both sides of the pitch, yeah, you get something out of it. You notice it. That's why everyone loves Mane so much, for instance. But I thought Salah had a good game. I thought obviously Elliott had a great game too. I thought he was really, really brilliant at moments. Endo the same. I know Endo had one little mess up, but it's funny how people really focus in on the one mess up that could have resulted in a goal for sure, but it didn't. And also, not only did it not, I think it doesn't. That one play that didn't result in anything shouldn't impact the other good possessions that he had. I mean, he had he actually got fouled leading up to, but got the pass off to start one of our goals actually. So yeah. So excuse me. I thought there was a really good play. Thought Trent had a good game. Kwanzaa. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Kwanzaa it's so good to see this young man doing well with his progression, with his ability to read the games, to contribute. He had a great goal. It was like, I'm trying to think what's the reference word for it. He had a great slide tackle block. He had a great block on the shot, and it was it wasn't really a goal line. It wasn't a goal line clearance, but it was a shot that could have went on goal, and he got to it, and it went out of bounds for them for a corner kick. But this young man is here to compete. I like it. This young man is here to really put some quality performances out there. He was well within his game. Didn't really venture. I wanted to see him do some Matip or even what we see out of Konate now, like ventures forward by progressing the ball with the carries. But I like that you still got to see him defensively really put in some work, and that was really, really good to see. VVD, our captain, king of the defense, man. I mean, so it's so overwhelmingly obvious that teams don't even really want to go in any any part of the radius that is Virgil van Dijk. So it is some really good stuff, man. It is some really good stuff to see. I thought Burnley was a good match, despite the fact that, again, we played against 14 men. So I think that it was having that is why I'm happy with the result, and I'm happy to see Diego back too. By the way, of course, you know how big of a Jota the Shota I am. But let me get into some of these comments too. Give me 1 second. All right. So big up Jay Kismet. Definitely. Yeah, I put you guys, hopefully it's working. I put you guys as moderators too. I know I put you as a moderator, Jay Kismet. So I thought they get like a special wrench or something, or I don't know. But yeah, Jay Kismet, You Never Walk Alone says, let's see. Another calamity, full game with VAR taking the star role. It's really, really sad, by the way. You're spot on. It's really sad that there's too many games, and it's not just our games. It'd be one thing if I didn't say that was a horrible call, or like in sense of I was adamant about the Wolves versus Manchester United match that that was just a horrible call. There's been plenty of terrible calls. I saw, for instance, Bruno yesterday in the Manchester United match get a yellow for dissent. See that he got a yellow for dissent, and then go Bruno-esque off on like just dropping like crazy profanity towards the referee. Okay, after he already got the yellow. He's walking away, throwing his arms, screaming at the referee. It's amazing because they had just gotten, especially since he had just watched his teammate get a quick red just for that same action the game before against us. Here's Bruno, the captain, going off, and he gets to walk away. He's probably not going to see a freaking fine because all he got was a yellow card out of it. There's no consistency. Because I also saw my captain who was pissed, but had referees putting their hands on him. Yeah, I'm going to be cursing. You don't have to touch me. I can't touch you, but you can touch me? Nah, it doesn't go that way, bro. So, yeah, inconsistency with VAR, inconsistency with refereeing, absolutely terrible. And also it says Klopp played the defense I wanted. Kwanzaa, VVD, Gomez, and Trent clean sheets as well. Clean sheets are, oh my goodness, yes. I don't mind our clean sheets getting dirty every once in a while. Like, as a little dirty, cool. It means that you did work that day because you got a little dirty. But like, clean sheets are great too. They're so good. So good. So good. Oh man. So yeah, so I'm gonna bring up our ratings for the game. I'd like to hear what you guys thought about the game, how you felt about excuse me, how you felt about the performances on the pitch. We all know that I think I'm pretty assured that you guys definitely are on the same side of me and even Jay Kismet with the refereeing. Absolute nightmare. But all right. Let's begin this right with our Alisson, who got the clean sheets. Since we're talking about clean sheets, let's talk about the man that helps us get these clean sheets for sure, Alisson. How'd you feel about Alisson's performance? I don't really think he really didn't have much to deal with at all. So, like, he had 36 touches, it says. Like, he was rarely even involved with like passes back, basically. Big up, I love Liverpool. I got you, bro. Boom. Yeah, I really think that he didn't have much to deal with and much to handle. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think he had really much anything to handle because I don't even think they had a shot. I don't even think Burnley had a shot on goal. They didn't. Yeah, Burnley had 0 shots on target, so he had nothing to do. Really nothing to do. And yet people were trying to say that this, other than the referees, once Darwin scored in the 6th minute, I was like, we're going to win this game, but we need to now it's just a matter of, with the refereeing and their VAR, I was like, okay, how long are they going to continue to allow for them to at least try to get a draw? They weren't going to beat us. There was no way that Burnley was going to beat us on this day. With the sheer fact that, you have the best goalkeeper in the world, and he's not even facing shots, there's no way that we're gonna lose. But the referees did do the rest to try to keep it in. I thought that I don't think he had much to do. I hate when he doesn't have much to do. So yes, it's an average game, but like I want to bump one level up only because he had the clean sheet. I know that's not necessarily a result of him saving the ball, but I mean, goalkeepers get awards because of clean sheets. At the end of the year, they get awards for clean sheets. They mean something. So however you get them is the best. And as a keeper, you normally want to never have to face shots. You don't want to have to face shots at all. But because it means your defense is doing their job. But yeah. But I Love Liverpool says Ali is 6, no saves, slow on the ball, but good overall. Yeah, I mean, like there was like one or two passes that he had that went out of bounds that were like, possibly poor decisions of where to go with the ball. He was more just clearing it in a sense and not really like trying to pinpoint passes to people. But excuse me. But no, I thought that he really did a decent average job. I think 6 is a bit harsh. I don't think he's below average. I think if you were to put him in below average, I think that if anything, we should keep him at average at best. Simply because he didn't have anything to do with, and his bump up could be from below average to average. I thought he was average going into above average, but we'll keep him at average for right now. Oh man, so let's go from right to left. Actually, have some fun with it, mix it up a little bit. Let's go with our boy Trent. How'd you guys feel about Trent's performance? This young man is beyond a generational talent. This guy is such a good vibration. Like he's definitely, when he could be electric when he's on the ball, and I like the fact that he can simply put passes where you don't think passes are going or could go, or you don't even see them. You don't even see them like coming, and all of a sudden it's just there for you to like. Oh wow, great passer to yesterday. Played well on defense, I thought. Really played well on defense. Had one little moment that ended up being like a couple of moments where he did kind of like dial out on defense. I will admit that. And he relied a little bit too much on, or he put a little bit of reliance on his defense. And considering his defense was Kwanzaa, that's a lot to put on a young man. And but he's fortunate that Kwanzaa is ready to take on the responsibility. Kwanzaa held him up defensively in that moment. But other than that, I thought Trent had a really good day defensively, at least. The yellow card hurt him, but I mean, like, he also offensively still Trent. Offensively still Trent. That left foot volley was a great straight shot too. I thought he was going to get that. Yeah, I really thought he was going to get that. Where he chested it down and then just did a quick left-footed volley. That was a good attempt. He didn't get on goal, but it's the sheer fact that it's amazing. Most players, most of the elite go for the bullseye. They go for that little the 10% where it's like, let's go for post and make it the most hardest and impossible shot to get to. That was really good. But Trent, how we feel about Trent? I think Trent was above average. I think it was an 8. I know that the defensive wobble there hurt him, but again, the assist was great, and also I thought he did work on defense at for 2/3 of the game, let's say, if not more. How do you feel about Kwanzaa? I thought Kwanzaa had an above average game. I thought he played really, really well. It's a real pleasure watching. It's happy time. That's what I like. It's happy time. It's happy Kwanzaa. Like he's the sheer fact that the young man. I think we're going over heights with Beijing Reds TV. Shout out to the crew. Oh, and that's also. Let me get these guys. Let me see. I'm supposed to. I was hoping that they knew it was going to come on, but I haven't seen. It might be too early for them to be a part of it. Because I told them I would hit them up. They knew that they're welcome to join the review. So big shout out to Beijing Reds TV. I did the watch along with those guys. Had a great time over there. Very hospitable Reds. And it was definitely cool vibrations. A little Caribbean love and the Colombian love and everything else in the house. It was definitely good. So yeah. I'll pick up to Cedric Lopez. What's up, brother? Yeah. Okay. All right. I love Liverpool says Kwanzaa top tier, bro. Do you think Kwanzaa was okay? I feel you on that. I thought he had a really good performance. I definitely I could put him above average. You think he's above? I think his level was Trent level is, but I don't know, man. I definitely think Kwanzaa had a great game, but I think I don't know if it was above Trent or I think this is above average. I don't care. I'll move him up here for right now. Kwanzaa, big up, young man. Because Virgil van Dijk, his partner, obviously, I think Virgil, the sheer fact that Virgil is so dynamic that play avoids his regions of the pitch now, that he's reestablished the aura that people use to reference, okay, where you just don't even target that area. You just say, just walk around like it's a minefield, That in itself is crazy. Is not a stat, but it's something that eye test wise is glorious to see. It's just absolutely glorious to see, because that means that the league recognizes or other players recognize. This man is playing well. The sheer fact that he's our captain, I love it too. I love it. Big up to VVD. Sergio Lopez says, let me get your comment in there, brother. Big up 12 at work listening. Ali remains alert until last second because I have noticed he has to save chances a lot in the last seconds. The team needs to remain switched on. Oh, that's a guarantee for sure. I completely agree with that. He does remain alert. He remains alert like a cat, And I'm a dog guy. I'm more of a dog guy than a cat guy, but all the same, yeah, he definitely remains alert. And if we're going, we do have to remain switched on. I mentioned where Trent switched off for a second, and it was unfortunate because it was like one turn off. Okay, cool, we recovered, and then he allowed for another one to come slowly after that. So. Yeah, we do. We're putting a lot on the shoulders of our great goalkeeper sometimes. But he's definitely been an atlas. He's been able to hold up the world for us for some time, or 9 out of 10 times, I would say at least. Him and VVD were invincible. I love Liverpool says, and fun fact: VVD and Kwanzaa played more successful passes than. That's crazy. VVD and Kwanzaa played more successful passes than Burnley's whole team. Yeah, I mentioned something about how many passes they got off, and It was pretty incredible. I mean, they had no possession of the ball really at all either. 69% of the ball was paused. 69% to 31% for Burnley. Big up Lucky. Big up Lucky. Yeah, they really didn't have that many opportunities to really do much of anything. Again, they didn't even have a shot on net. So that was they had 9 shots, but they didn't have any on net. That's pretty incredible. 8 were off. 8 shots were off target, and 1 shot was actually blocked. And I think that was the Kwanzaa shot. I believe that might have been a Kwanzaa shot or a Kwanzaa block that I spoke of earlier. Might be the only shot that was the block shot. 4 corner kicks. The 4 corner kicks. You know how much I love corner kicks. It was interesting to see that there wasn't that many corner kicks given, but that's because we were scoring on a lot of the shots that we're taking. We were actually scoring on them. Unfortunately, they got taken away, but all the same, we were scoring on those shots. So we had like 19 shots total, and we 10 on net, and they had 3 block shots too. And a couple of those missed shots or shots off target are 2 of them, I believe, if not 3, hit the crossbar. We had at least two hit the crossbar. I know that. Because I know Mo hit the crossbar. I believe, did Trent hit the crossbar? I know Mo hit the crossbar. Someone else, I believe, and one, I know someone else hit the crossbar too. But yeah, we had a lot of shots that were impactful shots. It made the mention on the watch along that I did, and also the mention on even what was it? The watch along and some of the other chats that I was involved in, and even actually on Quasi show too. Definitely. It was we had a bunch of shots that were contentious shots, and the mention was about their goalkeeper playing well. That their goalkeeper was he's a good goalkeeper, and he was doing well in making efforts and trying to keep his team involved in the game. It's difficult when you score 4 goals, 2 of them are taken away, and the team that you play on has 0 shots on net and 1 blocked. That's difficult. But that's why I didn't have any fear in this game, despite it being at Turf Moor. Turf Moor is a very difficult place to play, but I still thought I didn't have any fear of us losing in this match. And the boys showed up, man. The boys showed up, and we got some. I'm so excited to see some of these players that are going to come back and help add and reinforce, hopefully, this club for these runs. So let's go to Joey G. Joey G got a lot of shouts for man of the match in this game. I'm putting top tier for right now, but Joey had a lot of shouts for man of the match. He had a good game. I think it was just the fact they played. It was a solid defensive performance, and he's playing left back in a position that we are now depleted in, and you're really getting to see what patience, I guess you could say, or loyalty measured up to be with Joey, because right now there were a lot of people that wanted Joey gone, and they're watching him slowly get you ever see Back to the Future when you see Wally's parents slowly disappear, or his brothers, that's what it felt like watching as for his center back position as he played last year. It was woeful, and he's had his injury problems before that. It wasn't something that many people saw any future for on this team, at least. And a lot of people talk about that. Oh, he's not Liverpool level or something along those lines. He's the longest tenured player on our team. The longest tenured Liverpool player on our team is Joey G. And they already renewed him to a long extension right now. I think it's 6 years or something. And He also, myself, I always said, I was like, I appreciate him from his play from the right back position always. So seeing and knowing he has center back, body, ability, those physicality, that kind of thing. And knowing he can't play right back, knowing he can't play right center back, knowing he can't play left center back, knowing he can play left back. That's an incredible player, incredible ability. It's not an easy accomplishment to do that at all. And I get people might say, oh, well, he never solidified a position, or he hasn't solidified a position, just one position for himself. Who cares? He's doing a service for us. He is definitely doing a service for us. Joey G was very, very good. Very, very good. And I'm glad to see people starting to really appreciate Joey G. Because right now he's doing a thing. I had to have one of the one of my associates. I need to bring him on because he's not a Joey G guy. He argues with me about Joey G. I stand up for Joey G. He thinks Joey G is this and that, and he's the first to go on his list. Basically, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, big up Joey G. I thought he had a good game yesterday. Let's go to. We're still going right to left end. Let's go to Harvey Elliott. I thought Harvey had a good game. It was so sad to see that goal get marked off for him. That goal for Harvey was a really, really good goal. Any goal that leaves a goalkeeper going the wrong way and then frozen in time to just basically be like, I'm just gonna have to watch, be a passenger and just watch the ball go right by you. That's a good goal. And I like the energy. No one's ever going to question Harvey's heart and determination and energy because he's just committed to that. I heard someone make the reference of Shaqiri, because I loved Shaqiri. Despite he went down a little bit with some of his antics towards the end. It was sad to see that happen because I started to really get into Shaqiri's play during his World Cup run, where he just put his team on his back and was like, I'll just take you they shouldn't have gone where they were going. He was just the one sole player that was their team basically. And I was like, oh, a little pocket Hulk, And I'm like, oh, this player's going to do something for us. But, his antics went the way they did, but he had moments of brilliance and you could see talent. Harvey's 20 years old. It's such an amazing future for this young man ahead of him. I'm happy to see that he's bounced back. Excuse me. That he's bounced back. Excuse me. That he's bounced back from that horrible injury, and is unfortunate and terrible to see. Even have to remember that he's bounced back, until a point where you don't think about it. He doesn't show the effects of it, and it's also helps that he's 20 years old. He's not some old man. It's like, oh man. You get older, the creaks and the bones get a little bit creakier and harder to stretch out. Harvey's still at that age where he can bounce back and go and definitely do some measure. I think Harvey had I'm gonna have a lot of people in top tier. We're gonna have to go top tier for Harvey. Is that definite? Because I had Endo at top tier. I know people. Some people had Harvey Harvey Elliott, excuse me, or Endo as man of the match candidates too. I think all these guys should be man of the match candidates. That's probably why I'm putting all these guys up here. Gravenberch, I thought, didn't have the same game that he had before. I'm not going to say that. It was interesting to see Gravenberch. Excuse me. It was interesting to see Gravenberch start because I did think Curtis was going to start, but also I know Curtis was low on the tank, I guess, on gas, and that's why he got subbed off the last game. And I also knew that was he going to then try to just do a quick 60 for Curtis, or was he going to leave Curtis for the end run? I thought that he was going to play Dom and Curtis, but I see that I think he's more, Klopp is more deliberate to the solution of playing Curtis with Dom. And that ends up breaking up the Curtis and Elliott duo, which I do like seeing, by the way. But yeah, I thought Gravenberch had a good. It was Gravenberch's assist, actually, that got taken. He had an assist that got taken away, because his assist was to Harvey, and it was a really good assist too. It was a really good assist, but he still doesn't have it for me for some, like, as he's on the cusp. He's like, it's like I would put him in average, but on the cusp of at least being above average. Like, as in, he wasn't below average in this game. He wasn't below average. I agree with Jay Kisman right here. Jay Kisman says Gravenberch trying too hard. Yeah, at times it's the same thing I think we saw from Cody at moments, like especially in the Manchester United game. Too much when you start to try to play hero ball a little bit, somewhat, that ends up being a little bit where you're just searching too much. You're taking. We get it. We all want to see you score, but like, guys, and let the game come to you rather than you really, like, exactly what he's saying. Try too hard or chase for it too much. It's kind of like the girl. Don't chase the girl. Come to you. Come to you. Let's see. Grav was good, but still doesn't have that understanding with the team. I love Liverpool says. Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. There's moments. Again, that assist was a good assist. That was that moment where I want, and I've said this before, it says on Quasi Show too, I want to see Ryan get that moment, get that Harvey Elliott moment from Crystal Palace, or get that moment of Endo's goal, either goals, that he scored. I want to see the goal that Maka or Boz has had. I want to really see him get that moment, something spectacular, something that gives you that boost of okay, let's just work off of this. That foundational piece of confidence builder, where you just get on that run and you don't look back. You get on the bike and you remember how to ride, and all of a sudden you're cycling. That's what I'd like to see. I love Liverpool says, I don't know if it's trying too hard. That's just how he plays. He gets the ball, he turns, he drives. That's exactly true. And that's something that I've said I really, really, really appreciate from his game. When I've been referencing him possibly working as a DM for us, I know just as a DM option, I'd like to see that maybe one day, primarily because of those skill sets that he has. I know a lot of people aren't really big on his defense, but if you can somewhat culture that defense and get him to be able to play the defensive role a little bit more, so it might work out for being able to have someone do those progressive carries, similar to like a Matip does with his progressive carries. That's what I'm referencing. And rather than having someone that just automatically passes the ball, having someone that controls the ball and is able to get the ball from point A or box to box, point A to point B, in a real rapido style of play, right? Rapido, rapid for sure. And then one last comment here. Dustin says, Grav getting used to playing dynamic. Yeah, he is. I think it's going, the same is a measured amount, but they're almost giving him the option to do similar tactics of what Trent is able to do, which is kind of go all over the midfield, especially because there were times when Gravenberch was pretty much almost completely on the right side of the pitch, and his heat map, if you look at it, is certainly a little bit more left, but there's a consolidated time, a nice solid consolidated time of him being right center of the pitch, and basically being his average, his much more average area, yet he's a left mid. So it was very interesting to see with him. And then I'll get this last one in. I Love Liberal says, yeah, that's true. And he's also really young still and new to our complicated system. Yeah, that's spot on. Very spot on. Yeah, and Dustin, let me grant this one too. This one's a really good point. Ajax, Bayern, etc. Much more static play. He was never going to get the opportunity to expand or grow that he's getting at Liverpool. Just at Bayern, it just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. Okay, so let's get through some more of these because we're going to get to the man of the match. We're going to do. Let's move on to Salah. Let's go on to Salah first because I thought Salah, obviously, Salah did do some, Salah-esque things. Didn't get any assists, didn't get any goals, but did some Salah-esque things in that he was, he had the shot that I think his shot was the shot that hit the crossbar, correct? Right? And he had an average game. But in a game that it was still a game that him being average isn't, I don't want to say is a shot to him because that's like saying, Ali was average. No, I don't think so. It was just more so some other people stepped up to the plate in this game, I think. I didn't really think Mo had that great of a game. I didn't do anything super spectacular. But I wouldn't necessarily say he went missing because I think I did see him working on defense. But which I credit, and this is why, if anything, he's not. Wouldn't put him below average, but yeah, it is difficult. It is. Well, big pause, Dustin. I'm never gonna bring that up. But yeah, I thought Salah had an average game. Played well, nothing super spectacular, but played well. Because maybe the focus on him was so great by Burnley that it allowed for Nunez and Cody to both play. I think Cody and Darwin balled out, pause, okay, in this game. I really think that they really got their game on. And Cody at times during the watch along, it didn't seem that way, but maybe that's because sometimes you have his other examples a little bit more in your head and or in your memory and it just and like we spoke about earlier, chasing too much or trying too hard. Pause again. So difficult sometimes to get through do stuff without saying pause, but all the same, yeah, it's one of those things where Cody played well. I thought in this game. It's horrible that goal was taken away from him. That was a really great shot by him, by the way. Really great shot. Yeah, it's horrible that they took away that goal. I didn't think it was a foul on Nunez, by the way, at all. I don't even think he touched him, to be honest with you. But so I'm gonna put Cody in above average. Got to put Darwin up in the top tier. That goal, he had the game winner, man. Darwin had the game winner, man. So you gotta give love for that. Darwin with the game winner. And that goal was a great goal. For all the people who say that, I'm not saying one shot determines and defines him as his ability to shoot or be clinical, as people like to say. But I will say that was a clinical goal. That was a very well-placed shot against a goalkeeper that was on it. He was on it that day. He was really doing well for himself. That's even with the 4 goals that he let in. He was doing really well for himself. And let's see. So we have put Cody in above average. We put Darwin in top tier. A lot of participants in the top tier for man of the match. It's gonna be tough. I'm interested to see you guys pick for the man of the match. As far as subs, we had Curtis we had Dom, and of course, oh man, can't forget my guy, the Jota. So we had Gravenberch replaced by Curtis Jones. I think these guys came in as a triple. Yeah. So we had Curtis Jones come in, or come into the game. How do you guys feel about Curtis? I thought Curtis had a good game. Above average game for Curtis? Or, I mean, I didn't really see him do anything super spectacular. I wouldn't rate him above any of these guys. We had Dominic and Luis come in too. So Lucho and Dom both got into the game together. And I don't even know if Dom had an average, and like he didn't really get super, despite the fact that he was involved. I don't think Dom had anything to work with or do, or he didn't like really contribute anything offensively. I don't think Curtis offered anything really offensively either. I don't think that much, but to the point where they should be above average. I thought Diaz played well. I heard a lot of people saying, I don't know. I know a lot of people are saying we're really critical of his play. The guy did have an assist. I understand that he's really in the magnifying glass for a lot of people. I know he's in the frying pan for a lot of people. I thought he had an above average game. I think Diaz had a decent game, especially considering he's only in for 23 minutes. I get he was in for just as long as, but he contributed more than Dom and Curtis did in this game, and he had an assist. And despite the fact that people are like, oh well, like the assist wasn't like some one-time thing or a one-time pass, a one-time shot. And I thought Diaz was good. I just thought that he had it was a great back heel, inventive, showed some creativity to even remember, to have eyes in the back of your head to know that Diego's there, to be able to lay it off quickly, allow for Diego to do his thing, which is be like a Jinsu knife and slice things up. I mean, he went through the 5-hole in the keeper, Diego. Come on, man. Diego's by far right here, definitely. I'll put him up into he can sit in the front with Endo and Darwin. We'll put those guys up in front, but because Diego's a bad boy, dog. Diego is a bad boy. Bad boy. Yeah, I thought Lucho had a good game. With I Love Liverpool says Diaz was good. Diaz been good, just hasn't been great, and people need a scapegoat. Yeah, that's easily said. I don't think it's sometimes a scapegoat. I think some people just know when you don't like a player from the jump, or you weren't really ever like high on his abilities. It's easier to like then once he's even remotely trying to find his game or try form, you can be overly critical, I think, on some players. I'm sure people can say, oh, you're overly lenient on our players. I'm like, no, I can get pretty critical at times too. So I just think Diaz has been good though, or it was good in this game at least for what he showed, and the man had an assist. So I'm putting him in the above average, and I'm putting our boy Diego the Shota in top tier. Who do you guys have as your man of the match? That's the big question. There's a lot of participants in that top tier performance. I don't think that we've really ever seen the ratings go like this, where there's a lot of candidates that could possibly play man of the match for us. There's a lot of candidates that could play man of the match. And I know all of these guys, these are primarily the 7 guys I've heard. These are the 7 guys I've heard a lot of people say as their, oh, that's my man of the match. That's my man of the match. That's my man of the match. Yeah. Dustin is saying that it's a difficult one, but his vote is going towards Darwin as man of the match. Tell me who you guys are thinking. We got 1 vote for Darwin. I Love Liverpool says VVD for him. Absolutely perfect game and captain's performance. I know. VVD is like what VVD for me right now. He is always, he's in every category. You know, he's the nominee always for whatever category that we're referencing. But okay, VVD gets one. Darwin's got one. I mean, VVD second for me, and quietly I saw a 100% Verge. Yeah. I mean, there was a stat for Kwanzaa, for instance. And speaking about the young man, because we're talking about VVD, so let me talk about his protege real quick. Let me make sure. He was 11 for 14 in aerial duels. If Kwanzaa's taking notes from VVD and Konate and be like, okay, I see you boys. Let's do this Superman thing. This you know, that's an impressive. That's like a VVD stat. That's like a VVD stat. 11 out of 14. Because I mean, VVD's just doing work by going 7 for 7. He's like, okay, young man, I see you. So they're both doing work this year. I love it's such a shame. It's such a shame that Matip has gone down the way he did. I hope Kwanzaa's going to have opportunity to make the most of this, and the young man is young. Kwanzaa and him are both doing some work. Kwanzaa is definitely doing some work, and so is VVD is just doing his thing. He's the king of the defense once again. Let's see. I love Liverpool says, but hey, bro, it could go to Kwanzaa, Darwin, Endo. I'm happy they all at that level for this game. Yeah, this game it was a really good game to see. I'm happy that they got this game in. They were able to rest some key players. I know we have Newcastle at home, so that's going to be obviously. Klopp is definitely putting emphasis on the cup, or excuse me, on the league. But I really like the fact that, you know, we'll have a really good showing, a really good team to bring to the Emirates after that, and then we're gonna do some things this year, man. So Cedric Lopez says Nunez. Well, I added that part, but no. Cedric said Nunez, man of the match for him. That goal was like, let's see a little bit more of that, my guy. Shut these fools up. You know what I mean? And Dustin said, 12, you seen the Sky thing of Matip and Klopp guessing who's the – yeah, I did see that. That was good. There's a thing, what Dustin's talking about is Matip and Klopp did this Sky thing where they had 5 different players. There's like a girl. There was like a couple older guys that were like, it was funny too, because that one guy was really bad. And they're just like, oh, okay. If he's the player, Klopp and them were like ruthless. They're like, oh, if he's the player, he's definitely retired now. It was a good one. That was good. But Matip to stay and get a coaching role is his question, Dustin's question. You know what? I think that they're going to give him, my belief is that they're going to give him a 1-year extension regardless. But they're going to basically, they're giving a 1-year extension, but they're going to basically say at the end of that next year, either they'll be able to see him fully healthy, see him be able to regain his ability to either garner a transfer if that's what he wants to do, or if he's showing the ability of what we've seen from VVD, then you know, it'll be a year later. You know, maybe LFC says, okay, we'll take a ride on taking a gamble or ride, whatever you want to reference, as on Matip, and resign him for I guess at that year another additional year. You wouldn't really want to say a 2-year deal. I mean, you give him the other year, then you're definitely going to extend him for another year. You're basically saying we appreciate you, but we're trying to get you a place for you to land on your feet at a place that you want to go to as well. So it's good. I think we're going to give him a 1-year extension. That's why I think when he said that when Klopp said Liverpool is going to do like a very gentleman and courteous thing for him. And I think that's giving him a year extension to get right, because this injury is going to go into possibly well into the summer, if not into the beginning of the year. So I think they'll give him a year extension. Let's see. I love it. Says got to keep Matip around for another year at least. Yeah, and emphasize at least. Yeah, absolutely. So let's see who we're gonna give it to, guys. My boy Endo had a great game. Darwin had a great game. We had a bunch of Darwins in there. Overwhelming Darwin. I guess there's one because Cedric had Darwin. Dustin had Darwin. A couple votes for Darwin. Darwin's my boy too. It's difficult. It's difficult. They're all at the table chilling, popping these Ace of Spades bottles with us, and like you're just like, man, which one is it going to be? Because Diego's just that guy, dude. The fact that Diego got into the game the 84th minute, and it was just like, oh, y'all need a goal? Oh, hold my beer, Klopp, hold my beer. I got this. Guy got it. Played 12 minutes. 12 minutes, man. 12 minutes. Said, you know what? I'll make this shot count. Because, shots on target. One shot. Get one shot. 9 touches, 1 shot. Wow. Boom. Bang. Gunman. All right, so, but you guys got me on this one. Since Darwin was, he was a thumbnail, so maybe I should stick with it and give Darweezy. I know Marion, who might be watching this on the replay, should enjoy that. That's her boy. But yeah, you gotta pick up to Darwin getting man of the match. I thought he was really energized, engaged, and despite him starting on the left wing, let's not get it twisted. He scored from a central location. Hakpo was playing left from him, was playing that left wing at the time. He was the center forward or playing that striker role. They were switching throughout the game. So and it was good to see of them being able to do what they need to do with creating some real connection and bond with themselves on the pitch. So yeah, big up to them, big up to Darwin, big up to each and every one of you guys that showed up and showed love in the chat. I'm actually going to be joining GTV because I got an invitation, so should be interesting, Two Shaolin monks enter the ring. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. No, who knows what's good. I don't know who else is going to be on the panel. So you guys want to join me over there? I know you guys all know who GTV is. So so I'll definitely be shedding a little positivity kryptonite, on the haters, because this team is special, man. This team is really special. Top of the league to you. That's what we can say. Even if it's for another day, hey, for right now, that's what we could say. Which is, it's good to feel. It's good to, as Klopp said, whatever happens, as long as we're within punching distance, I like our chances. How about that? I think we have a chin, So yeah, big up to everyone. Big up to all that joined. Big up to Cedric, Dustin. I love Liverpool. And you guys too. You guys got to tell me. Oh, Realism Jared. Yeah, big up. I saw your comment. I didn't see it slip through. Big up to you, brother. Appreciate that. Big up to Lucky. Big up to who else showed up and I forgot to address. Hopefully I didn't forget anyone that showed up and then addressed, because a bunch of you guys, I think almost every one of you guys, I put as moderators. I don't. You guys should have like a trainer. I don't know if you got accepted or not. You guys tell me how it works. I made Brian one too, but I guess Brian was busy today, so it's cool. So he'll help me out with it, I'm sure. He's definitely one of the OGs when it comes to putting this thing together, because he's a proper red for sure. for sure. So big up to everyone, though, again. Hope that your day is a great one. If I don't see you, I probably will see you before the new year. But if I don't see you, because I have a bunch of stuff coming up for the new year, for this new year run, hey, may you all have a happy end of 2023 and a beautiful beginning of 2024. Up the Reds, top of the league to you. I will see you guys either on GTV or I'll see you guys pretty soon. All right, peace, guys.